Welcome back to Good Day Tampa Bay. About 1.5 million strollers made by Graco Children's Products are being recalled after reports of children's fingers being cut when the canopy is opening or closing. Now, the recalled strollers are Graco's Passage, Alano, and Spree strollers and travel systems. They were sold between October of 2004 and February of 2008 at several dozen retailers, including Target, Walmart, Babies R Us, Toys R Us, Kmart, and Sears. And this recall is just one of many affecting baby products. Fox 13 consumer lawyer Eric Seidel is joining us with more on what's happening here.
Well, and yeah, this is very important stuff because especially with any type of recall, if a parent notices or hears about a recall, number one thing, first, get the child away from this dangerous situation, obviously. With the stroller, even just not putting the child in the stroller could be a problem because obviously they could be playing with it, they could get their fingers caught. Secondly, you want to make sure that, see if there is a recall, check on cpsc.gov, see if there are any recalls of something that you may have in the house.
Or repair, do you check also, do you get that repair kit right away?
Contact the company because very often they'll have either a replacement or a repair kit, something you can get, but in the meantime, keep the child away from the product.
All right. Now, just in November, there was the largest crib recall in U.S. history. At least 4 children suffocated in drop-side cribs that were made by Stork Craft Manufacturing. And then the most recent crib recall by Doral Asia. How are these products actually making it onto the store shelves? What are the standards here?
Well, believe it or not, for strollers, and there are no standards, really, in the CPSC. They may be looking into that. For cribs, they had a few. They were mostly regarding the spacing between the bars, that sort of thing. But there are still a lot of gaps in any type of regulation here. And in fact, I was talking to the CPSC yesterday. They're saying that they may actually be looking at toughening up those standards by the end of this year, which is a good thing. But for the most part, in general, with most consumer products, there are no great standards like you have, let's say, with drugs or with lead in children's toys and stuff like that. It's really up to the manufacturer to abide by voluntary standards.
And sometimes with other products, just using common sense, if the little eyes can fall off of a doll or something like that.
Absolutely. But, you know, a lot of this is self-regulated. Companies realize that if they make a defective product, they could be on the hook for millions and millions of dollars. So there's an incentive there to...
And if parents are registering for these baby products or parents-to-be, how do they go about researching this information?
Good point. The CPSC, if you want to go on cpsc.gov, you can sign up for any type of email alerts for any type of recalls they may have. You should also keep alert for that. And, of course, you know, as the consumer lawyer, I say look for the best buys. Look on sites like Consumer Reports to also give you the best deal, the best bang for the buck.
Okay, let's say there is an injury after the recall is announced. What sort of recourse does the individual have, or are the manufacturers required to do anything?
You know, once there is a recall issued, the liability from the company is exactly the same as before the recall was issued. I mean, you can still sue if you're injured. That doesn't get them off the hook. You know, this is just something that the CPSC requires. And in fact, if they know of a defective issue and they don't notify the CPSC and try to get a recall issued, they could face additional fines. So, if anything, there is even more liability after the recall.
All right. Good advice. Consumer lawyer Eric Seidel, thank you very much. And for more information on the recall and what to do if you own one of these products, you can log on to myfoxtampabay.com. Look under the Scene on TV section.